As the team ventures forth, and I don't know why I just went with that cadence. Made no sense. As the team ventures forth into the next stage of events, you manage to deal with the situation at hand, dealing with a very dangerous individual. If the energies amassed in that individual, let's say god level, wasn't dispersed, it would have been a more dangerous situation. However, it was still dangerous to begin with. If it wasn't for the teamwork, the ingenuity of everyone here, as well as negating some magical effects, saving each other from potent spells, some of you might have died. Overall, you managed to survive, which was the most impressive part. The individual that you defeated, known as many things, but let's just call them the Madam, because let's face it, you didn't know the name until very, very later on. Will return, but won't return within minutes, within seconds, within hours. It will take days upon weeks upon months. But, right now, she isn't your issue. The potential devastation of your entire kingdom is. So, let's worry about the present problems right now. And it's not like she's going to hunt you down or tell anyone what happened. Just saying, people of high pride will probably lie about everything. Still, though, besides that, you managed to bring into Sparkle their relapsed memories and judgment with wiping away the controlled mind spell / alter memory spell. So now they are their own individual person. But they didn't tell you that you needed to move quickly because roughly 30 or 40 guys were coming soon. So Dust, using the planar shift spell, held on to all of you and shifted in turn. However, your magic, a good amount of it, is still tied to your patron. So they were able to tether you into places that you guys wanted to go before ending up here. Ada went to the kitchen. Nikolai went back to the table where he stabbed the knife into it. And this general location was the very end point, which was here. With a new spell targeting this exact room, it was more or less touch and go, but you managed to hold strong enough that you teleported here. Landing in place, you'll fall right in front of Mari and Era, Vol's ladies in waiting, and they are just surprised and shocked. The guards to the door open it, and this is where we start. What exactly is going on here? Noticing your team.
Ow! Everything hurts. Oh my goodness. Dust, why did you have to teleport so many times?
I did not know that we were going to jump so many times in one go. Adam Ziri was the one who made that possible.
Okay.
That was actually the first time that I've casted that spell.
I'm just a little nauseous. I think I'll be okay.
It was gonna shake herself off.
Yeah. It definitely was a very chaotic thing. The dark guards do come in, look towards Vol, realize that, the second heir apparent is here, saluting. And they do state, oh, it's all of you. Madam, it's excellent timing, I suppose. Your father and the rest of the people that have been called forth are in the observing room. And the observing room is just where the king sits and, declares things. I forget the actual name of it. I just called it the observing room.
What's the state of the army right now? Is there a force that was sent out here?
The force has been sent out, first with the main fleet of the automatons, and then with the driving force of army we were able to recruit through the populace. Right now we are also the king and General, have decided to call on various individuals with enough strength that have been helping out to defend the mainland while the outer borders are being fought off. I assume that's why you came here today. They are to head forth tomorrow.
Indeed. Just is that way? That's correct. In our wait, I mean, we were supposed to stop there. That there's a little bit more matter there.
Yeah. I think we need to. I think we need to go. I think we need to go and be in that meeting. So,
You also did not know about this meeting at all. This came out of nowhere. You do know,
Yeah.
however, that the king is expected to be murdered tomorrow. And it's evening now.
As a more pressing issue, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron, Mari begin to clean you guys up. You guys were just in a battle. Any health wiped away, cleaned up. Mari is a cleric by trade. So she does heal you guys up. Era herself is not classed in any way. They are just good at their job. So they easily clean up any blood, things like that. Nikolai also helps using prestidigitation, wiping away any dust, debris, and slashes.
Definitely make sure there's no burn marks on Fauna anymore.
Yeah. Vol does have mending, so she begins to mend anything that is currently needed to be. You can tell that it is kind of working on Opal's gear, but before Vol can mend her clothes, Opal just simply states, "No, I'm good. Are you sure?" Yeah, pretty sure. Just don't want you to get in danger." "Okay, I'm gonna take that as don't touch me with magic." Pretty much. Got it.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I suppose.
We gotta go to the meeting.
Yes. Would guards, can you escort us to the meeting?
Of course. This way. It's also
giant meeting.
It's also evening, so this is straight up after evening, around 7 or 8 p.m.
It's out of game. Is that Quinn and Quill over there? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they called people that could fight.
It's the fun. Oh, those are. Yeah.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got excited for a second. Oh, this really is the end game. That was a bad joke. Anyways, back in game.
Sarah. Wow. Wow. Of all the people.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've seen her.
You don't know her. Do you remember her?
Yeah, I was there when Farrah was around.
Okay, yeah. She was a little bit of a. Yeah.
Didn't like socializing. I get it. I was the same way.
As you enter into the area, you do see a few old faces, some new faces, and some old faces you haven't seen in various months and almost a year. In some of their cases, Vera being one of them, and Quill and Quinn being another. Some faces you've never seen before, and some you would have seen if you started the campaign at the very beginning, which aren't technically important. They were just potential characters you could have hired for your group. But a lot of these members seem to be people that went out to help out with cities after you located. You were basically the first wave to go in, and they were the second to examine and help out restoring the place. Looking around, you can also see Jackie, the member from the team that Walter was a part of. Walter being the current heir apparent, basically prince of the kingdom. that you helped rescue in the Feywild Forest.
Hmm.
Lieutenant Weiss was also among those crew members. Gretel was an individual you guys contracted for a little bit to help out with collecting gold and having Dust learn a thing or two. Menno was a very energetic bard of some sort that you decided not to hire because they were very energetic.
Too much.
Instead, you hired Vera. To be fair. Quinn and Quill were a nice duo paired. You haven't seen them for quite some time. You know they were doing mercenary work, and who knows what they're doing now, but they are here now. You do see Lieutenant Weiss, Walter, Queen Pearl, which you've only seen once, I believe, which is the princess's mother, actual legitimate mother. It is Walter's stepmother, King Rello, and General Tynes. You also see a menagerie of guards.
Do we interrupt, or are we headed forward, or?
I think we should just go forward, sit down, and listen.
All right.
Hmm.
Suppose. Smart.
As you begin to walk forward, you do hear these part of the conversation before you sit down. You're more than welcome to move forward. I'm just saying that this happens while you're entering. So you have this bit of information. The king then states, as you entered into the room, he has not noticed you yet, but he is speaking with the rest of the crowd. As mentioned beforehand, General Tynes has spoken with me about the first general wave being the main force that needs to be sent out, but we do and are in need of other individuals that need to protect the kingdom. While many of you are mercenaries, I am looking to requisition you into the current army to at least protect the people that are inside the bordering walls. We need to make sure the undead army does not cross that first line, but in case they do, we need the vast strength of you and yours to hold them back. We have sent forth in advance the automaton known as the Warforges forwards first and foremost, at the behest of General Tynes before anything could be too dangerous. We still need people at the front lines, so we sent in our next wave of men as well. That does leave us low in defenses in the middle of our kingdom, which is why I have asked you all to be here. At this point in time, you are close enough to sit down and do what you like and interact if you decide to.
What would Nikolai do in this moment? Oh boy. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna sit there for a second because I don't know what I'm not in the. Okay, continue.
Okay. King Rello does state, we are in a time of war, and we are in a time of uncertainty. That is why, rather than in a few weeks, as I had mentioned before, throughout the kingdom, that tomorrow I will assign the next heir in case I am to fall today, tomorrow, or in the future.
King, I have a question.
Looking at you, the guards do stare, because you made a noise. But so the king, nods and goes, "Oh, good. Our advanced team has returned. Surprisingly enough, today."
Good to see you again. Nikolai, is my name, as you probably remember. But yeah, we're back, and we have some pressing news. Not for this setting at the current time, but yes, we're willing to help as much as we can.
It is appreciated. And Nikolai, unless you're not done with talking, I will need to ask you for a persuasion check, but if you're not done, continue.
Yeah, I can. Well, thank you. I apologize for speaking out of turn, but I just thought we'd let you know because we just returned from far, far away planes and all that, and yes. But yes, it's good to be back, but in this current state of affairs, I'm sorry for all of the things that are going on. Persuasion?
Yeah. Because in a way, you are boosting morale. You are more or less potentially persuading people that have come here on the behest of the king to sign up.
29.
Nice. You do see some of the mercenaries like nodding their head, like understanding that things are tough, things are wary, but if nothing happens, then no one is safe. Like they are facing against two technical armies. One is the legitimate army of the dead that will increase in number the more people die. And then it's the Kingdom of Mist itself.
Yeah, and then there's, and I think with that part of that role, like, we look presentable, but we still look battered.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. I basically know, like, I look like I've been through like a freaking washing machine or something. I don't know. Yeah. Nikolai kind of does like a low bow and then he sits back down. Like
Yeah.
a just a hand over the chest and then he'll like sit back down.
Mm-hmm. You do so. The king does thank you for your time and your committed efforts into saving the kingdom and its people. As this is going on, Ada, you do notice the guard next to General Tynes is whispering something towards him. You can't hear it because that is so far away. You just take notice of that.
Even with the servant, I can't read the lips. Sorry.
You see them bending over towards them, and that body language suggests whispering, but they are literally wearing a face mask.
Dang. Okay.
I knew you were going. I would have given it you if they didn't have that helm on their head.
He's cracked the code. He's figured it out.
Anyways, the king does thank you, and General Tynes does chime in. As the king does mention, and as the people do need heroes in this forefront future, we do ask, but we do not offer nothing. We do offer in this stead wealth beyond your current means, and wealth in the future. If you do elect to move forwards in advancement of the kingdom itself, you'll be given a stipend before anything else, and in that pay, you will have a home you may call your own. And in future, you will have a job, you will have reassurance, and you, dependent on your background, will be clean of events. Basically, they've called anyone they can get. They don't care if you're a criminal right now. They need the strength. But this is also weird. Nikolai, Dust, and Ada, you've met General Tynes and you've met the king. But all three of you roll insight. I don't know why I said both of you.
Yeah.
I named 3.
Oh, look at that. Look at the Kyle
And
with
my
the 22.
have returned.
Oh, wow.
Ada and Nikolai, it does make sense bringing up strength and, vigor into the Commonwealth to help prosper. Various warriors here, they are powerful. You know some of them. You fought with some of them. Some of them may or may not have hit you really hard. I think Quill hit Nikolai or Quill hit Dust. I forget who Quill hit, but they hit someone.
Yes.
Yeah, hit someone hard.
So it makes sense why they're calling anyone. Quinn and Quill are technically criminals, but good criminals. In a way. But Dust, you can also tell that there's something else behind this. You don't know if it's General Tynes or the King who fully fleshed out this plan, but you can tell that this is a rush plan because sure, it calls in these people strength, although they may have. They are not leaders. They are not people many people trust. It'll be hard to integrate them into the rest of the army, the rest of the platoons if needed. Sure, they have strength, but that strength usually is invested within a group, within an objective. Sending them out into cities without a plan, this feels rushed.
Yeah.
But the king does state, after General Tynes mentioned this, effective immediately, those choosing by tomorrow eve will be chosen into the forefront ranks. And those not chosen into the forefront will be given placement within the kingdom to defend both city and country. Kingdom. That being said, we are likely choosing you into the cities you have been protecting so far. And thanks to our advanced team, we may have further hope just yet, as they have... He makes a more or less a macabre joke, as they have yet to die while traveling. And I'm glad they're here today. He then gives more or less a grandiose speech about honor to family, honor to the kingdom, honor to your groups. It takes a while.
Nikolai starts doing the thing with his hand where he's like, he does like the little puppet and then it goes like up and down. He's like, yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, man.
Yeah, like 30 minutes later, he does state, now, if there are any questions, you're more than welcome to stay to voice them.
King?
That
I'll just
Oh,
kind of
sorry.
grab
Never mind.
Nikolai's shoulder because it's more of like, no, we'll have time.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Never mind. Sorry.
So,
yeah. You like begin to talk and then like Dust grabs your shoulder. King Rello does state, you're more to voice them. But for now, I will call you on the morrow. Tomorrow. Because on the morrow... No, that technically does work. You must rest.
Yeah, that sounds good right now.
Some people do notice you and stick around. Others just leave because, they had their job. No reason to stick around because they don't know you. Basically saying if you want to talk with any of them, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. Nikolai's to see what happens in this moment.
this guy right here, a guard.
It's the guard in the wall.
Oh no.
Oh, oops.
The immersion. Oh no.
No.
And they're gone.
And I'll just nod to like Vera, Quill, and Quinn, and be like, "What's up?" And then kind of, I'm walking up just to see what's going on up here, and yeah.
I will go up to Quinn and Quill and Vera, and I'll like, thank you for being here, and hopefully things can get better.
Yeah, hopefully. It's been quite some time, Dust. And Miss Ada. And Nikolai.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
All right. You seem to be busy. Don't worry about it. Quill just states, oh, hey, it's been a while. Oh, you guys are all still alive. That is surprising. No offense.
Yeah.
You had any doubt that I wasn't gonna be alive?
I mean, the last time I punched one of you, it hit really hard.
What have you all been up to? I mean, besides this.
Well, if we do join, look towards our brother. Are we gonna join? We're probably gonna join. We need to survive. Undead army will likely try to kill us. I guess that's fair. Okay. Crime. We've been doing crime. We've been doing crime.
I mean, yeah, I don't like crime, but I mean, you gotta live, I guess.
Mostly highwayman stuff. We've been robbing highfalutin merchants in the area that like wear gaudy jewelry
Hey.
all over themselves. You know, the people that
That's
can
good.
afford to lose money.
Hey, at least it's not like the poorer at running around. You're just like, hey, give me your gold, and it's just like a poor farmer or something.
No, that'd just be rude.
Exactly. That's just downright evil. Like, yeah.
I mean, we do have ethics. Sure. She at least listens to me.
Hmm.
Well, if we all survive this, I might have some potential more permanent work for you two, if you want.
Well, if we do survive this, they might just have a home here, so sure.
Yeah.
We need a job anyways.
Hmm.
I don't take
I-
orders that well, so I'll probably retire after this. If you had to
Well,
guess, she
also-
means from the military.
Yeah.
You know who we're up against, right?
Not really. Just a whole bunch of undead. They didn't tell us much. They just told us. She like hands you guys a note. On the note, you can easily read. You are invited to attend the meeting held on such and such day at this hour. Facing an undead threat beyond imagination, we do need strength. Reward to be mentioned at the meeting.
Adam came. I
Uh,
don't think they even knew about Glacier, did they? Besides, I think Quill.
Quill has a horrible mouth, doesn't she?
Quill's really good psych, though.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to stir up trouble. I'll psychically tell Vera that there's gonna be a coup.
No.
She just looks at
What?
you quizzically, then just turns towards Dust. I don't know what's Nikolai going on. I can clearly hear her in my head for some reason now. Weird.
Called mental telepathy. I had the ability to do that. Okay.
Weird that you bring it up now. Sure. Any
I didn't have it
reason-
before.
You know, at some point we should probably catch up.
Fair.
Think about it.
Fair enough. I don't even know that one. She like points towards Sparkle and Tinnerly Fauna. The
Yeah.
shorter one I saw once beforehand. The other one kind of looks like you. Looks towards Dust.
Oh,
Older.
does he want to introduce them, or
Yeah. No. This is. They're actually both my sisters.
Sparkle immediately looks towards Fauna. Is that true? I think so. I think that's what
Yeah,
your
yeah.
mom, our mom said.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mother adopted her. So fairly recently.
That
So
does sound like her. A lot.
yeah, I wanted to tell you sooner when I first met you, but things were not all that into place when we first met. So
I mean, that's fair. To be frank, I was also a different person being dominated by an evil, or at very least, very controlling god.
yeah. So well,
Apologies, by the way, to all of you about that.
why do you have to apologize?
it did nothing to us.
Yeah.
Outside of hurt my feelings a little bit before I found out that you were dominated.
Either way,
So.
it was still in a way, me doing those things.
It wasn't all you.
I understand that, but it still warrants an apology.
But even then, you really didn't do anything to us outside of
Well,
coming to
isn't it
us.
isn't it funny how like if we're not aware of the actions that we're doing, but we're still we're not directly part of them, we still have the feeling that you're guilty for them.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
Ada would just look at Nikolai like with a very long look, like I pretty much caused all the I caused the main problem to be unleashed.
Well,
No,
no,
that was like your doing. She didn't have the doing of herself. She was just under the influence of something.
Well, I think we better head up, and because we have a lot to report.
Vera does state, yeah,
Isn't it?
especially what Nikolai just said. I'm not going to say it out loud in case something's going on, but something's clearly going on.
It's a good idea.
We have a lot that we need to report. So it's good to see you all.
Likewise. Yeah.
And
Maybe after this we can catch up because
yeah, after all this happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, I'm not a demon anymore. Yeah, that one's oh yeah, that's fun.
Let's
They
move
weren't even
forward.
there when you were.
Wait, what?
That is a new one, my friend. What?
Long Harry.
Fine, it's a long story. We'll tell you after.
Very heavily confused. More or less glad she left the group. Quill heavily interesting. Sad that she left the group.
Aw.
Quinn just confused.
No.
Yeah, no, they would have been some very good firepower if they had remained in
yeah.
the group. It was just like too many NPCs.
Yeah, there's we're stacking up here.
That would have been an 8.
So, like, we barely had enough to do plane shift. Like, I barely had enough slots to do plane shift. So,
Yeah.
in our current party. So,
The king does notice you, and he looks towards his guards, telling them in a wave of his hand to move to the side, allowing you access, to speaking distance. But they don't move heavily far away. They just allow you to enter inside the perimeter.
they more of just make enough space for us to slide in.
Yeah.
How you doing? I say to Walter.
Been good. Last few months, been training up to make sure that, getting lost inside the forest doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that's yeah. Getting lost in forests are not the best. Yeah.
Quite right.
Well, just be ready for anything to happen, because there's a lot of things on the horizon. So sleep well.
I certainly hope so. I mean, the last time something happened to me, I was in a forest for over a week, but I was for over a few months, but I was in there for about a couple days.
Yeah, time is relative sometimes, so you got to know where the time moves fast or slow. And I feel like Nikolai explains it like perfectly, and then it's like no big deal to him.
As you move forward, you do see that the king, the queen, and General Tynes do have an assortment of protective items on them. The king themselves is sporting a nice bellowing cloak. The general themselves is in possession of an amulet currently being worn, and the queen has a nice scepter to her right side. You guys can roll Arcana to see what they may or may not do, but generally they are geared up in case something is to happen.
Ooh,
Another 6.
that's a not
I'm
nat.
glad you are
It's
getting rid of them right
it's a,
now when they don't
it's a,
matter.
a dirty 20.
Um, Ada, they seem magical.
Hmm.
Dust, they seem magical.
Hmm.
General Time seems to have a type of amulet that protects against something. You just see the symbol that has protection, but you don't get a good glimpse at it. The king wears a cloak that has any enemies they consider. Sorry, any individuals that they consider an enemy will have disadvantage attacks against them.
Mm.
Against the person that is wearing this. And Queen Pearl is carrying a scepter of protection. Basically warps the air around her, giving her a shield of temporary HP in order for her to flee. And that was with the 14. Nikolai,
Mm.
the wand and scepter that Queen Pearl has is known as the Spirit Shield. The scepter can be used as an action. Casting it will allow a aura of energy to be wrapped around the queen. The aura of energy is HP is 100. Once that 100 is depleted, that shield is gone, and then she can actually take damage, but not beforehand. If you do hit below that 100, it does not affect her normal HP until the shield is fully destroyed.
Ah, interesting.
King Rello does carry a cloak that protects him from anyone he considers an enemy from hitting him. They have disadvantage, and the cloak itself does have a secondary ability that allows him to face step. You can see that there are hounds with
Oh.
human faces around the decorative rim of the cloak. So there's that. And General Tynes does carry that amulet. He was already decked out with like gear and stuff, but that amulet was new. It seems to be one of protection, one of warding, and one of illusion, which is strange.
Okay.
Because you've never noticed the general, use magical abilities. So one of illusion is a little weird, but maybe you need to like disguise yourself heading out somewhere.
Queen
Times of war.
Pearl. I would address the queen and Queen Pearl. I like that's a very nice staff you have. I might have a wand of use that you could take. You could take off my hands. It might come of use to you.
It is appreciated, kind Nikolai. But I am not a fighter. This is why I carry the staff.
Oh no, it's completely for protection. The spell is more protectionary. It's not for attacking.
Oh, I suppose we can talk about it.
Oh yeah, I'll give it to you as soon as this meeting is adjourned.
Of course. Lieutenant Vice also salutes you, but also keeps an eye. You guys just recently came, but times of war, got to suspect everyone. The general does nod towards your guys' group. You guys met him beforehand. King Rello does state, now then, my advanced squadron as well as my daughter. First of all, thank you for protecting her. Second, glad you are here. We did not have a courier find you, so whatever means that brought you here, I am glad for that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to find us.
Concerning, but okay.
Yes, we were existent. I guess Dust, you'd probably be better to explain this than I would. Dust is a little quiet, right?
Sorry, I was muted. I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, we were on another plane of existence. That's why you couldn't reach us. We were in the elemental plane of air. We went and we dealt with one of the top necromancers. As well as one of her followers in Hydra that was causing problems over there. And in the process, when we were dealing with that individual, we were sent to the elemental plane of air, which was actually a good thing because we were able to at least lessen the blow or the means for which the enemy would have coming from the elemental plane of air. Because they did have plans for a group. With regards to those plans, I am not 100% sure fully what's going on. Maybe my Sparkle, do you happen to know in better detail what was some of the plans that you were to follow in the forward?
Yeah, I was there when things were happening. Sparkle does make her way forwards. And yeah, she was. Ironically enough. Just give me 1 second to open her notes.
Ooh, notes.
Just general briefing on what she may or may not know. Okay. Based off of everything I've seen and based off of all the conversations I've gone through, the woman that spoke with the person I was formerly indentured to was, in the easiest way of explaining it, going to murder you. That is very problematic.
We were kind of aware of that. I believe we did tell you that before we had to leave this plane.
Yes, but it's different hearing it from someone else.
Yeah, true.
We tried to send a warning party, I presume.
Yeah.
You did send a letter to General Tynes about a few things.
Yeah.
And they did say they were going to investigate and take a look at things and speak with the king about it.
Yeah. We did take out the individual that would be coming to this plane that would help Glacia become much stronger, take over the scheme, and have a stronger say in becoming the ruler of this kingdom. Sparkle, with taking Yumala out, will it still bring the potential her forces here, or would it completely eradicate that? Do you know?
It won't completely eradicate it, but it will not happen anytime soon. The individual that she spoke with, I think she called herself Glacia, said that she already had people here. She just needed vast numbers to make things clean and simple.
Okay. So the numbers that Yumala had, will they be able to come?
No. Not in the current moment in time.
Okay.
She did mention a few other things if you care to hear about them, but I don't know anything heavily specific, just the general outline of things.
General outline would at least help us out with understanding what we need to do now.
You do see that some of the guards do tense up, more or less because they're about to hear the plan. Ada, you do see the guard next to General Tynes, is looking towards Sparkle, ready to listen. General Tynes himself, tenses up his hands, more than like potentially ready for a fight. Based off of what Sparkle said, it could be because, she was just working for the enemy. It's hard to tell. But, he's also a general, so he's probably always ready for a fight. But he carries a stance that seems familiar to you for some reason, and different.
Can I roll an insight on that?
No, you can't.
Can I?
Oh.
Rita can.
Oh God. I swear to God, if it's another 6, it's gonna be a 6, isn't it?
It's going to be a 7, 13.
13.
The general's always been a self-guarding man. It's not as if he isn't always ready for a fight. But that stance seems to be somewhere familiar, or at least something you've seen beforehand. But it's been months since you've seen the general. It could be all of this getting to him. It could be just him on high alert in case someone is to attack.
Wait,
But-
I'm sorry. You could shut me down if you don't want me to use it. Can I use True Sight?
If you want, but I will state that the amulet he has on him has protection from a few things. It could work. You just don't fully know.
I mean, I believe you automatically give it to me as a free spell.
Yeah, you can use it once a day for free. You'll also be casting magic in front of the
Magic.
court.
True.
I'm not saying it's not a good idea. I'm just saying think about where you're at. That also does mean that right now you do have the ear of the king, so you can definitely skirt around things.
So they're not paying attention to me, but if I cast magic, they're gonna think I'm up to something.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Just randomly casting magic. Keyword randomly.
Yeah. Even though I feel like I should, I'm not gonna do it then. At least not now.
King Rello does state, if there's anything that is at hand, please inform us and have us be aware of this. Right. General Tynes does look towards the king, and he does state, you sure everyone here can be trusted? I have brought in a few members of the court that are from different cities into the capital for this event. Well, it is not everyone I know, but it is people that I do trust with the kingdom itself. And hopefully the people here can be safeguarded by the trust I have.
Well, hello. Is everybody a little tense right now? Like, I mean, I feel that we need like some kind of. There's a lot on the plate right now. Just, I wish Nikolai knew a joke, but he would like say something to like lighten the mood. But I don't know what to say.
Yeah. The general just basically chuckles. That weird stance he was doing, it doesn't like disappear, but it does like subside. You are right, Nikolai. Well, it is times of war. I suppose they shouldn't be so upfront in keeping people out of arm's reach.
I got one. Okay, so does anybody know of a bird that is a really mean bird? It's a cockatoo.
People just look at you.
No, nothing. Okay, Con.
It wasn't very effective.
No, I can't do persuasion on that one.
No.
Oh, darn it.
An NPC might be able to chuckle at that. Roll
Oh,
persuasion,
my goodness.
disadvantage.
Okay. Where's my disadvantage button? Oh, I have to go over here. Query. Oh, I know. Oh, that's where that was. Persuasion. And disadvantage. 22.
You do hear like some of the guards politely chuckling in the background. It could be just the situation and then someone just made it a joke. Then they found that funny, or they found the joke funny itself. The general does not laugh. The king does not laugh. The queen politely chuckles. The guard
It was
next
a
to General
horrible joke.
Tynes laughs.
Just put it out there. I just,
And the guard next to the queen does not laugh. You get like half the crowd.
Well, now that we're a little bit on the lighter side, what is their plan going forward?
Sparkle does state. Right. Based off of everything I know, she broke it down to the former person I was indentured to. She was to, on tomorrow's date, to attack the kingdom in a surprise action. She did mention that the involvement of the madam of the estate I held to was to help in this endeavor to spread numbers thin and to waver things down, enough so that the actions when she took them would be almost seamlessly clean and not noticed until it was too late. From what I can tell, she mentioned about no bloodshed needs to be shed, so long as everything went perfectly. But if not, she does have a few other plans ahead. But first, she must take care of people that are in the way. So she gave the madam a few days beforehand to make preparations so she can clear the way of potential threats. She also mentioned that she has a few people already in place in certain areas to help out once the attack happens, and that Mist, upon further request, will send in their own armies, advancing into the kingdom itself, as she has already made connections with their royalty. That is problematic. Much so that she has not only armies, but an entire kingdom at their forefront. At the very least, the individual is controlling that army. Those armies. I don't know if she controls that entire kingdom, but at the very least, she has persuaded some people at the very top of that kingdom into listening to her. That is unfortunate, but I suppose what things have been done have been done. I should and will ask, Miss, do you still hold allegiance to that group? I do not. Unfortunately, I was taken as a young adult into their service, mentally dominated to serve, and only until recently did my brother free me from that under those unfortunate events. The king does nod, truly believing in her words. The general nods in turn. I don't have full memories, and I don't have full heightened thoughts on everything, just the things I remembered here. She did at one point bring in a spell-casting dragonfolk, blue scale, rather tall. And you guys do know that is the last Crimson Order member that you have yet to face. Formerly, the Chaos Order. Right. General Tynes, keep an outlook for that. Of course, sir. Write something down on a piece of paper. Hands it over to the guard next to him, which hands it over to the guard next to her. And then the guard bails for a bit to likely hand it over to another guard and comes back to form the line. Right, well, the king states, Anything else you need to, information-wise, you need to give me, do so now. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to spare. According to the records that General Tynes has received from the outpost up front, things aren't looking great. The Warforges will be entering into the stage of combat within the Breach of Dawn tomorrow morning. The more numbers we have, the better.
We should get some rest before then. We're not at our peak performance, if you would say that to the least. We just fought a demigod.
If you need to take the rest, so be it. But I will commence another meeting tomorrow evening. Sorry, not tomorrow evening. Tomorrow morning around 10 a.m.
Mhm.
to allow those that have decided to join to join. So if there's anything you want to talk with him about, you're more than welcome to.
Hmm.
If not, you can rest. It's been a while
Um,
since you've been in Isle.
King
It is-
Rello,
Yes.
where is the just one question. Where is the high priest?
At the current church.
Here?
No, she is in her own domicile. She is with their husband right now.
I mean in the city, as I mean.
Yes, in the city.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure she was in the city. I was gonna. There was a spell that she helped me and Ada, and just wanted to make sure that we were doing well after. So it'd be good to see her.
Of course. Ada, you were saying?
I was gonna ask if I can make another history check on Neural Times because I feel like I would have just been monitoring him.
Nikolai checks his watch and sees what time it is.
Around 9 p.m. at this point. He talked for a while.
Okay.
Like, you definitely have a few hours to kick before going to actual sleep.
It's so funny that Nikolai has a watch. I can't get over that.
And Ada, no on the history check.
Okay.
Aw.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Wait, did it pop up?
Persuasion?
Persuasion?
Did you make another history check?
I said no
thought
on the
that-
history check.
no.
Oh, gotcha.
Did an
Yeah.
insight check
Okay.
before.
Same.
Um,
Either way.
Yeah.
No.
So, before, I don't know if anybody else needs to say anything, but they can. I was gonna
Guards do
hand.
eye you heavily, Nikolai,
I
but they
was gonna.
don't make.
I was gonna
plans to murder you.
bow, and then take out of my pack the wand of porcelain, and I will tell the Queen Probe, this is the wand that casts the spell of stone skin on the user. It does not, however, it has a downside that if you use it, it will not allow you to move while you cast the spell. I believe it has one charge every day.
Hmm. So long as I have people around me, that shouldn't be an issue. Very well, Sir Nikolai. And in what do you trust to be given?
What do I trust to be given?
Basically, what do you want in return? Or
I didn't
would you
expect-
like in return?
I didn't expect to get something in return. Uh, give. I don't. I'm just for the peace. That's a stupid answer. I was gonna say like peace and prosperity. I was like Nikolai wouldn't say that. Oh gosh, you caught me off guard. Oh man.
And she's basically asking you name a price, like money-wise.
Oh well. Yeah. How about a free tutoring lesson from the priest or some high magic user? That would be ideal, just
I
for
can
some
make a
more.
request, but they themselves will have to.
No, I understand.
Of course. But again, you are speaking with the queen, so they will likely do it.
Thank you.
Of course. She's like writes a note down and hands it over towards you in a nice gold leaf envelope. Ribbon is made out of thin wisp hairs of a dragon, tied up in a nice bow.
Wand of porcelain. Where is it? I have to delete it. I can't find it. Why is it always missing? Oh well, I'll find it in a second.
I mean, if it's gone, because it's gone now.
Found it. Oh wait, feather of porcelain. Yeah. Okay. I will write down. No, I found it. Okay, there we go. It's dead. Okay. Cool. Letter. Magic lesson. Cool. Got it.
Okay. The group more or less meets up in between everything. Grok does state, right then, things are a little worrying, but hopefully nothing will blow up in our faces until 2 days from now. Thankfully enough, we did mention to the king that a potential assassination attempt will happen tomorrow. So look towards the king and General Tynes. High insecurity, more than this probably. General Tynes does nod. Speaks out to some of his own men to collect a few more guards. So tomorrow, if there is an attempt on his life, there will be so much security that it will be hard. Grok then looks towards you guys. Other than that, I suppose we prepare for tomorrow. Anything you guys want to do before we hit the hay?
Nikolai's gonna go try to find. It's late. It's not like too late, right?
It's late, but not too late.
I'm gonna go see if I can find one of the wizards, so I can get like some training or like some kind of like interesting, I don't know, some magic tutoring or some kind of magic learning lesson from either the high priest or like another high mage or somebody that's in the city.
From the people you know in the city, there is the high priest's husband, the magical school that does exist in this area. I think you guys have only been there once.
The magical school sounds fun. Maybe there's a high level magic user there. I mean, we already met the high priest, which is she can cast level 9 spells, so that's something.
Like once per day. But yes, it is a good thing to have, even just one.
Yeah.
There's also the band known as Tripwire and Vault, and Monkey, if they're still around.
Oh.
They're very powerful bards, but bards nonetheless.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You don't remember that band?
No, I remember the band, but you're saying like they're like powerful as in like our level powerful.
You can find out. They're just not combatants. There's also in the city Captain Namor, who is the police chief in the area. Ada knows them by military history.
I think Nikolai's gonna. Okay, I'll tell Ada if Ada wants to go look at the bards, maybe she could do that because she knows them better than Nikolai does. But Nikolai's like, I want to go see if I can find the people from the wizard school, like somebody that's really that would know more magic, but not necessarily a fighter.
It's 9 o'clock. It's late.
It is late. You're only going to get people that are studying late at night. You still get someone. It just,
So the
Well,
high
why-
priest would probably be the best bet.
I'm not saying that.
Oh.
I'm just going to not direct you because this is your choice.
I can.
Dust. Ugh.
I'm just saying it's 9 o'clock at night, and not that I'm trying to push you, but
Well, if
there would
I
definitely be less
don't do it
people.
now, then I'm not gonna learn because we're gonna not have much time for it in the morning.
Probably.
Mhm.
That's why I'm doing it now. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go look. Well, okay. I like this. I have Tides of Chaos, so I'm going to the school, and I'm probably gonna use that just whatever kind of role a dog was gonna have me to find somebody. So I'm going to the school
Okay.
of magic.
Nikolai is finally going to school.
No, I'm going to the school to look at the school and find somebody that's been to school. I'm not going to school. Get that right.
Okay.
Nikolai
Anywhere
doesn't go to school. He's a
Other-
sorcerer.
other than Nikolai going to attend a class, Dust, where do you think you might be heading towards? To recap what's in the city, there's the city itself, the library, the Golden Isle Bar, the Guild Job Board Bar, the mansion/orphanage of Captain Namor and his wife that currently attends to it. There is the castle itself, which you're currently at. So there is also the princess's room. The room that you guys sometimes hire out, so you have a place to sleep at night. I think you hired it out for a few months, so I think it's definitely still yours. There's the open air market, the church, the cemetery, the Colosseum, that may or may not be currently active. The Jewelers Guild, the Southgate Guard and building, the Drake's Bounty Shop, and the Golden Horn Bar.
Nothing too much. One thing that I do want to mention, kind of when we're done and just before on our way out, I do want to show the greeting sign of the admirals, just to General Tynes.
General Tynes, do you do it like in front of him, or do you do it like as in a gestural thing? Meaning you're not trying to actively get his attention, but if he is looking towards you, he does notice it.
I'm not trying to speak with him necessarily, just more of in greeting because I've essentially said anything, and see if he will sign the greeting back to me. So.
You catch his eyes while he's currently talking with a few guards. You do the gestures as secret as possible with as many faces here. The faces here may likely not know what that sign means, so right now it's like no threat. You're not casting spells, you're not casting magic, but they do look at you. General Tynes does nod when it looks like you're getting his attention, but he doesn't make the signs back. Perhaps he's too busy. You're not entirely sure, but he doesn't make the signs back.
Okay. Outside of that, about the only thing that I'm going to do is go to that jeweler shop and thank her for doing that passing that message on.
Yeah.
For me, outside of that, I'm just going to be trying to catch up with Sparkle. And saying to everybody, hey, before we hit the hay, we need to make some plans for tomorrow.
You got it, Dust. Nikolai out. I'll see you later. And then Nikolai kind of
Yeah.
is like, I gotta get some. And then he's like, I need to go faster. And then can I just polymorph into a wolf and then just take off? He does it. I'm not asking. He does it.
A lot of people begin to stare at you drawing swords. Opal just states, "It's okay, he's dumb. He can't kiss magic. He's not attacking the king."
Like growls and then he just like just runs off. But I get to roll on the wild. I get to roll a d20.
That's if you don't pass your wild magic surge. We
So
are
what-
at 10, so you need to roll
A 10 or higher.
higher than 10.
Oh, that's a 17. Dang it.
You know what? Just
Okay.
for fun, let's have one trigger.
Oh, for real? Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was it?
Okay. And so
Mhm.
this is like right before I'm leaving the group, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to roll.
A D20 and sorry, yeah, a D20 and a D100.
Yep,
Forget the
so-
combo dice.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like-
Roll.
Severity level and then like the exact thing you roll.
Oh my. So a 16 and then I rolled a 10. And then I do it again because I get advantage on my checks. Oh, okay, so the first one, let's look. I gotta look.
You
My goodness.
kind of get advantage. You just can choose between the two.
Yeah, I gotta choose the two. Yeah. Okay, the first one is a 16, and I got a 10. So that is the nuanced. So. Okay, and then the second one, and I got a 18.
You got a 99 and rolled an 18 for severity.
99 and rolled, yeah, which the lower is worse for severity. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. This one. Okay.
You gain the ability to speak one additional language of your choice for 1 hour.
Yep. I don't know. What do I not know? Nikolai knows. How many languages does he know? He knows Draconic. Ooh, he probably would learn like. Fauna knows like probably like what's that? Celestial? Yeah, he would learn Celestial.
Okay, Fauna doesn't know Celestial. Fauna knows Speak with Animals, which is her actual language, which is also a spell technically.
Oh.
Druidic and Common.
Ooh, Druidic would be fun. Yeah, Druidic. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You just find a few tags that Druids have made in the city that just shout out profanities. Some of them
Oh,
just say,
man.
if you can read this, you're dumb. Others read, if you can read this, go Druids, with the little devil horn hand gesture sign.
Nice.
Little
As
angsty.
I'm running through the town as a wolf, and people are being like, "Whoa, there's a wolf!"
Yeah, they are heavily afraid in case, you are in times of war and there's just a random wolf in the city.
Hmm.
You do get
Yeah.
chased from time to time by city guards, but you outrun them technically. Most guards are lower than 8th level. Stronger ones are higher, but most guards are at below 8th level. And Ada, where do you think you're going?
I have like 3 separate options that were in my head on what I wanted to do. This is all sort of last minute. Quick out of game question. What if I use locate creature? Or cast a spell creature?
You can do that. I think you just need a piece of them or their name. I would suggest doing it outside of this current area, but you can do it. I believe it narrows things down to about a 1,000 feet, or is it a mile?
I could pull it up real quick if that
Please
helps.
do.
Okay, do. There you go.
Describe creature that is familiar to you. Oh, you don't even need a piece of them. Or you sense the direction of that creature's location as long as the creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction is of its movement. The spell can locate a specific creature you know, or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as a human or a unicorn. So long as you have seen such a creature up close, within 330 feet, at least once. If the creature you describe or name is in a different form, such as being under the effects of a polymorph spell, this spell doesn't locate the creature. This spell can't locate a creature if running water is at least 10 feet wide, blocks a direct path towards between you and the creature. Yeah, you can do it. And if you do it here, you can just, warn people that you're casting a spell in case you, get attacked.
Okay. Yeah, for the sake, it'll probably would live on spell. Can I, Your Majesty, do you mind if I cast a spell to heal myself real quick?
Not at all.
Okay, you would cast locate creature, and she would mention the name Rowan, or her ex-fiance.
Yeah. Also, roll a deception check because you did lie.
I know, yeah. Where's deception? There it is. Oh my god!
It wasn't towards the king. The king believes you.
Okay.
General Tynes and a few guards. The guard next to him, the guard to the right of Dust, and the guard to the left of Lieutenant Vice all stare at you, knowing that you're not casting a healing spell. They, other than the guard next to General Tynes, the rest of the guards do, pommel their blades, but they don't outright bring them out. When the spell ends, nothing has happened, so they just don't prepare to potentially attack you. Again, heightened alert.
I get it.
And you're looking for your ex-fiance, Rowan?
Mhm.
You do detect them, surprisingly enough. They are northeast 800 feet in that general direction.
So he's in Isle.
He's in the city.
Well, didn't think that was going to happen, but okay. Okay. That was the only thing. I was just either gonna make her investigate General Tane? I don't know.
Tynes.
Tynes. Sorry, it's an odd name to pronounce.
It's meant to be that way.
If I'm not allowed to do that, she would probably just, if she could, just trying to get final preparations to find a place to do a date for Opal and probably visit her old pal from the wall. Because it's been a few months since they last talked.
Her old pal, what?
Her old pal from the war.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. You can easily find a place for a date. You've been here before. Your team actually has spent a good amount of time in Isle. Other than Hythe, the capital of the kingdom does generally get a lot of time spent here. Everyone roll initiative.
What?
What?
Not for combat. I just want to see who goes first.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I immediately panicked for a moment.
20.
20. Oh my god, what are my rolls?
It wasn't natural. It was a night. It was a 18 plus 2.
I'm rolling really bad tonight.
It is okay.
Yeah. It's good that I get my thing out of the way first, 'cause
Uh, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Nikolai, you head to school.
oh man. Oh well.
Oh, I named the map schooling.
Okay.
Okay, and roll for me 1d20.
D20. Just a regular flat D20.
It's a regular flat d20.
19.
Oops, ignore that guy. Hopefully you didn't see him.
I saw something for a second and then it went away.
Good.
19.
Okay, 19 is pretty good. I thought I had you guys copied and pasted, but I guess I didn't. It's okay. Entering inside the area, you do find a few people here. You do find a professor currently lecturing. You do find 3 other individuals currently talking about a few things here and there. They're talking about something known as the quantum definement objective based off of a spell and the pyramid base product of its subject. A lot of gobbledygook if you don't study magic. So for Nikolai, words
I
that mean
mean,
nothing.
Does that mean? I mean, yeah, he does. He doesn't have intelligence. I mean, he has intelligence. He just doesn't have the knowledge behind why he casts spells. He just knows he does it.
Yeah, like, you're not dumb. You just don't cast magic this way, so you've never bothered to heavily learn it because you didn't need to.
So from like a quizzical point, like if he has like a 16 in intelligence, would he be able to understand a little bit of what they're talking about?
If you studied.
Oh, okay.
But you've never once, other than when Amara was still around, did you study. And then once you got the chance to get your powers back, you stopped studying.
So I walk I walk up.
You walk up, and the professor, roughly around the age of 42, with his students, a young teen male, a animal folk, I forget what the wolf people are called, and a dryad woman are current in the classroom. The professor does look towards you. Oh, welcome. It's quite late at night, but I suppose another student couldn't hurt. Right now we are on review and answering. It is the seasonal break, of course, and due to everything currently going on, only students that truly desire to learn are here.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a. I mean, just Nikolai is the name, and I'm more of a. I don't know. I kind of like know things. They just come to me. I don't know what that means, but basically, I was here to
sorcerer.
learn. Yes, exactly. But I had a note from the queen, and I thought I'd give it to you and see if you could teach me something before I head off to the battle tomorrow.
Oh, well, certainly. He looks at the note, opens it up, and it does read everything I mentioned beforehand. Request upon the royalty that you or those around you that you are aware of can teach this man what he may desire upon basis of not potentially harming the kingdom. He does state, "Oh, this is very good parchment." Folds it up, puts it in his pocket, and he does look towards the rest of the class. Right then, I can teach you if you'd like. It all depends on the things you want to learn. That being said, though, my class, these are a team and a group of graduate students, so they themselves can teach you as well. My actual practitioner is in enchantment-based magic. Over here we have Smith, looks towards the young teen male. He does state, Yeah. Hey, how's it going? My class base is on Conjuration Magic, so if there's something you need on that, just let me know.
Hmm. Okay, good to know.
Right. And over to his right is Miss Carol. Miss Carol does state, happy to meet you. Not really a good teacher, but I can teach you something, I guess.
You have a specialty?
Yeah, I know how to cast illusionary based magic.
Hmm.
Pretty good at it. Right. And over to your actual left is the last student, Diane.
Hmm.
Oh, nice to meet you. Can't actually shake your hand, so she does shake your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. That's me out of game. What the name of it is, but I can teach you primal magic. You know, like, fire, ice, earth spells, things like that.
Ah, interesting. And I guess, do I have to say my name, Professor?
I suppose so.
I'll say my full name. My name is Nikolai Ontego, and I have a myriad of things, but I guess I primarily focus on transmutation magic. I think that's what you call it.
Yes, one and the same. Well, my name is Professor Pierce, or Pears, that's how it's spelled. Pleasure to meet you, Nikolai. Is there a specific kind of spell you're looking for, Nikolai, or do you just want a spell?
I'm basically trying to see. Okay, so, like, mechanically, from like D&D perspective, now that I'm like here, and I'm able to like learn something, what are the possibilities of me learning how to do the transmutation of like the spell that I sent you, of fusing, like using a fusion spell to like confuse two people together? Like, but I wouldn't be able to use the spell until level 8. Or, sorry, level 15.
Till the next level, yeah. You generally tell them how to, like, you want to learn a few things that can incorporate more than one being's power and strength. And Professor Pears does state, that is heavily transmutation based. That is possible, though. He goes on to tell you about how the ability of fusing one's own energy between another is possible so long as the individuals themselves have a bond or connection. However, one can be forged through time, through connection, through emotion, and through stability of one's own relationship between each other. It can be friends, it can be romantic, it can just be people in a crunch that need to help one another.
What if you had like a Horcrux or something? Isn't that the same thing as like a gem or a focus? Isn't a Horcrux like a focus that you can use it the same way?
It is possible, but I don't know. It would be very difficult to make a not simulacrum. I forget the lich thing.
Basically, like this is out of game. With that spell, it focuses on a gem, but like if you would focus on a bond between the person, then you wouldn't use the power of the gem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paris does say that would be very helpful, but it is difficult to form a Horcrux without fully understanding that type of transmutation.
I don't know how that magic works. I did.
Well, it would involve a lot of life knowledge, magic itself.
Oh, let's just full disclosure, I did have a soul contract that I was under for a while, and so I was technically a demon.
Fascinating. Huh. If you do use your current residue energy mixed in with the energy that you possess now, it is possible to create a Horcrux before using the spell. You just need to have the right things in order. One is to be able to drive out some of your energy out into the actual gemstone itself. You would need someone that can create for you or find something that can drive out energy from a source. Think about the absorb element spell, similar to that, but before ever casting a spell, it can do it on an individual itself. That is high level enchantment based power, but it is not impossible to have or hone. You just need to find the right specialist for it. He goes on to tell you like the basis of the magic and how it can be done, theorizing that a heavily powerful cleric, but more than likely a heavily powerful necromancer can do this job to help train you and teach you how to potentially do the spell you want. But there's also the enchanter that needs to make that gemstone so it can house those energies and use practically the spell to fuse.
So, is what he talking about a spell that would like function as the focus instead of it not being consumed, or would it be consumed still?
Without it being consumed.
Oh,
But this is only theoretical.
gotcha. So
That being said, though, it's not
that makes sense.
impossible.
Okay.
Like, he is a very good teacher. You've rolled quite high. You have the base foundation of something that can be used without being fully consumed. You just need to actually do it. You need to find a specialist and either a high-level cleric or, more preferably, a necromancer of high strength. High strength.
All right. So basically, a cleric. I already know a cleric, so I guess I could just talk to the high cleric and see what she knows. Well, thank you. I'm guessing it's probably been like some time.
Yeah.
Do you just talk about spells the whole time and you don't really do anything?
This is a graduate class, so yes.
When is the you do things like in practice?
That would be undergrad students.
So wait, I'm confused. Why do you talk about it but not do it? What do you do when do you graduate after you and then you can do magic, or how does that work?
The undergrad students do have and form a base property in basics. They understand how to cast their spells, have the spells within their own bodies work, the properties, and the actual application of the spells themselves. The graduate students themselves based their energies and in developing magic, in honing their skills to a far higher level. So it involves a lot more talking before ever casting a spell. That being said, though, they are powerful casters after the initial graduation.
Indeed. Well, I think that goes a little bit over my head, but it's a good concept, I think. Yes. Well, and then Nikolai just like sits and he's quiet until he finishes the rest of whatever his lecture and all the different talks he has, and yeah.
Yeah. Some of the students do raise their hand for a few questions here and there, but eventually, the session is over.
Can I roll intelligence to see how much I like can comprehend from all the other students?
Yeah.
Okay. Normal. I got.
This is like your first time in class.
This is worth it. Yeah, this is worth it.
You're like more or less zoned out. By the end of the lecture, you're just.
Okay. Wow.
By the end of the lecture, you're just you're awake, but you're like zoning him out.
Oh man, it didn't want me to. I didn't want to be a nerd, so yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Nikolai's totally. He's not a nerd. He's a cool sorcerer.
Yeah. But before you like fully go to sleep or connect with the rest of your team,
I mean, Nikolai's definitely tired. He's literally fought like a bunch of battles, and he's like trying not to fall asleep right now.
yeah. But once you actually wake up and look around you, you do realize that
Wait.
class was over like 10 minutes ago.
Oh.
They're just like packing up, and you like begin to walk out and head towards the high cleric.
Oh yeah. Like, okay. Wait, sweet. I thought I was gonna do that later. Okay. Sweet.
You are. We're gonna move to another person.
Okay. Cool.
In the meantime, I think Ada had the next one. Nope, she rolled a
I
3.
think it was Dust.
Then ignore this map. I'm just gonna go to your guys' room then. Du- 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 du. Half this team isn't here. But yeah, Dust, you go off to do the things you do. You speak with the merchant that you thank for sending out messages. They do state, pleasure, happy to do business with you. Looking forward to the next time you deliver an item. Did not realize that you knew the general, but thankfully enough, he was kind of considerate the first time I met him. Not so much the second time, but, times of war and all that. You go back with Sparkle towards your guys' room to more or less talk. Sparkle does look towards you, simply stating, yeah, it's been quite a few years. So how's the family? And Dust, if you are talking, you're muted.
They're doing okay. Mom and Dad and Aurora, they live with Himda, and both Aurora and I have actually both taken to learning from Himda. So both craftsmen. So I've definitely become very good at it. So because I am or will be Madame Ziri's personal craftsman as soon as this all gets taken care of.
Hopefully soon. You do have your own life to live. And thanks to you, I also now do too.
Yeah. Everybody.
Go ahead.
Everybody wants to see you again. In fact, actually, and I'll take it out from my pocket. One of the remaining sending stones that I have left.
Yeah.
The one that I'd kind of set for Sparkle. And I was like, in a few minutes, I think you might want to reach out to mother. Her sending stone's already in there, but I first want to, because I know mother will talk for a while. How were things when you were gone? And what do you want to do now that you're free?
Things were pretty bad. Not gonna lie though, some of my memories are jostled. Don't exactly have a clear mind, but I think that's my brain just trying to protect me. But overall, did meet some good people, but some of them needed jobs, needed money, so they took on these types of things. Not everyone's brainwashed. And as future goes, I don't really know. It's been too many years that I've not really had to think about it. I think traveling for a bit, but before that, maybe helping out here. And after that's done, going back home.
We're definitely going to go back home. So, well, with regards to helping out here, is there anything that you need? Weapons? Magical items? Kind of limited on magical items, but I do have a few that you could use.
I could use some knuckle dusters. You do know I take after Dad, of course, and you do know your father is a very brooding man. He is a fighter slash monk. He both uses a blade and just his general fists for combat. Since Sparkle was the eldest of the family, she was more or less the one trained to fight.
Yeah. Knuckle Buster I do not have. But I do have some other weapons. And I'll pull out the +2 battle axe and the +2 longsword, as well as the the first Wolfsbane blade that I made.
Yeah.
That has 5 charges of remove curse on it. And I was like, these 2 weapons, incredibly powerful. Not really magical, but makes it a little easier to hit. And then this one here, I actually crafted myself. Kind of more in preparation for another blade. But it is still amazing in its own feat. It's +1. It's a little easier to hit. And it's capable of casting Remove Cursed 5 times. And then it recharges at sundown. Sundown.
That is quite good.
You're welcome to take any of these weapons. I also have a crossbow bolts, and a short bow. And a scroll of magic missile.
don't really do magic.
It's understandable. So, but this is what I have.
I mean, if I don't need to use magic to use the whole remove curse thing, definitely take that. Besides that, the battle axe.
Okay. They're yours, and because you do not need to use magic with the blade. I incorporated it into it.
She without a second thought, sheathes it to her side, and the battle axe, with the strap around it, flips it over and to her back. She's taller than you. She's a lankier cat than you, but she's also technically thinner than you. These blades themselves, mainly the battle axe, weigh a lot, and she's carrying it like it's nothing. It's a good thing you didn't fight her. She's not technically stronger than you, but she is strong.
Yeah. She was wearing her armor that she wore with the group, right?
Yes. Everything except for the helmet she adorned.
Okay.
It is good armor. Right. So, is the... I think you called her Fauna. Is that really our sister?
Yes, Mother. When I created this blade as well as another blade. In fact, you've actually seen the other blade. Grok, the soldier that was with us. He's the one who has the other blade, the blade that I had finished with, but when I was creating these two blades, I did it at home, and Mother took to Fauna quite a bit, and Fauna's story is a little interesting. Her mother abandoned her when she was very young, within the great forest. And her grandmother didn't find her until 18 years later. Well, roughly 18 years later. It was somewhere around there.
18 Feywild years later, which is still 18 years, but in time of this realm, not that long.
Yeah, not that long. I kind of won't go into that whole scenario.
Yeah, probably.
The time, but essentially, Vana was raised by saber-toothed cats, and so she didn't have too much of a mother figure. Her mother figure was beasts, and that was what her family was, and she was sent out here by her grandmother to gain some common sense and sensibility. She's grown quite a bit, but Mother took to her and wanted to take care of her, and of course heard her story, so during the time that I was making the blade, she made it possible for Fauna to be adopted.
Yeah. Just like you, Mom is too caring. It's always a good thing, though. It's a shame I wasn't there when she was growing up, though. Same with you, but you did good on your part. Glad you were able to take care of Sis.
Yeah. Well, there's still plenty of time for you to get to know everybody, and there's still much more life ahead. But yeah. Oh, I will be going back to the elemental plane of air and working there for quite a bit. I know it might not be all that smart if you go and live there because it'll be in the same city. But if you want, I could maybe over time gather some of the people that you would trust and bring them here to the material plane. Because it will take some time for Madame Humala to come back. But kind of, if you wanted, you could potentially build your own force if you wish.
I'd appreciate that.
But kind of give
And-
them some work.
Yeah. And again, thanks.
Welcome.
For all this.
You're my big sister. I wanted you back. Maybe in the future, the rest of the clan will get together.
Hopefully.
But that is for time yet to come.
She nods. You guys do talk for a bit, and if there's anything you want to ask us, you're more than welcome to. But it does become
No.
pleasantries after a while, like genuine pleasantries, like trying to understand one another than simply talking about the weather and things of that notion. You take time to communicate with each other. Sparkle trying to commune her general feelings of, truly waking up after literal years of being in a almost dreamlike state. Like, you connect in an emotional level that you haven't connected in quite some time. It does feel nice. It is a genuinely good conversation. And you're glad that you finally get to have it. And you're glad your friends are taking their time to get back to the room. And speaking of your friends, or at least another one of them, Ada, you meet Captain Namor and Olivia, his wife, in the office. Namor does state, you're more than welcome to use our garden area if you like for your gathering. Or Olivia then states, it's a date, dear. Oh, right, sorry. I always forget the rules are called. I know, I'm the one that had to ask you out for a date. Not gonna have this fight again. It's not a fight, just statement of fact. Fine, I'll take you out this Friday. That's all I'm asking.
Well,
He's a workaholic.
I appreciate the gesture. I probably will use the garden. I kind of want. This is the first day I had in years, and I've been postponing it, so I'm just trying. I'm trying to make it good for them.
Honestly, I think you'll be fine. I also think you'll be fine, dear. They like you, I'm assuming. They like you being there for them. Maybe how you treat them. So long as you don't alter those facts just to try to impress them, you'll be fine.
Why would I try to impress them?
It can happen. How do you think he got those scars on his right eye? It can happen.
I'm not going to question it. So I should probably ask it. What have you both been up to? Anything happened while I was gone? Besides the chaos that's already going to happen tomorrow and right now.
On business fronts, a lot of caravans are making way towards the cities that you and yours, thank you by the way, managed to save as well as stabilize. We also have caravan lanes heading towards the main battlefront of food, weaponry, and the war forges. The main grouping of them have already been sent out there, and more than likely they should be there by today, if not be active by tomorrow. Namor then states, the security has been heightened up to full alert in each city. Guards have been stationed there, but they are in low number. My guards and myself have been requisitioned by General Tynes to secure the king after a potential death threat has been sentenced towards him. He even had more of my men accompany them tomorrow. So, little thin, but the city still hopefully should be safe. We have seen no reports of any danger.
Speaking of General Tynes, I don't know if you know, has he done anything unusual lately?
I don't know the man myself personally, so I can't honestly say, says Olivia. And Namor does state, he was doing something, rallying the people to make sure, which is generally not something he does. He generally is stoic. And before then, he was missing for about a few hours without anyone knowing where he was. When he came back to the castle, or technically when he came back towards me, I asked him where he's been, and he said he was researching something. I thought it was odd since the man doesn't read that often, but perhaps he's requested something for someone to research something.
I'll be honest with you. I think something's off about him. And more than what you described. I don't know what.
He has been more forceful lately, but it could be, sending out his men to potentially die out in the battlefield. I'm afraid I don't know him personally. Beyond our business demeanors, and even then, he has been acting more aggressively, asking for things demanding things rather than asking or requesting.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's a bit odd. I don't know what to make of it. I just have a feeling something just isn't right. But I can't do much about it now. If I try to go and confront him about it, it's not going to end well on my behalf, I bet.
I do know that tomorrow he is supposed to pick up a few more of my men at the office. If you want to confront them there, I suppose you can.
I'll think about it. Thank you.
Of course.
Olivia, do you mind leaving the room for a moment? I kind of need to talk to Nomar about some personal business.
Of course, dear.
Ada would turn towards Nomar. So, did you, in the past few months, ever found information about the war?
I have.
I'm sorry to ask.
No, you told me to research these few things. I have, in fact. I was just waiting for you to return, since I didn't exactly know your location at the time. Based off of everything I have seen, and based off of the research I discovered, he hands you a good amount of documents. A lot of our own field reports have been breached, altered, and destroyed. as if no one wanted to fully admit to the surrounding environment. A lot of the research papers, documents on the arcane-based knowledge front have been damaged to a far extent. In fact, going on about what we talked about a little bit earlier with my wife here, about the Warforges, a lot of their documentation has been destroyed. As well as something about the implementation of demonic energy. I'm not sure what that means, but I was able to get that title out of one of the books. But the actual files in that book were lost or stolen or destroyed before I could even read them, which means someone was actively destroying things before I even got there. However, thankfully enough, those aren't the only files to exist. There are also personal reports and things of that notion. You can't exactly destroy everything if people are meticulous, which is good. The files I have here do state that people have gone missing on both sides. However, there are no indication that prisoners of war have been reallocated or sent back to their kingdom after the war front had ended. Or at the very least, that's the final battles had halted for a bit until recently. The individual that was fronting the money behind the reports go underneath the name of Silver. From what I can tell, that family is from the city of Dawn, far to the west of here. Further reports do indicate that a large portion of the Warforges were conscripted underneath various nobles tied to General Tynes, as well as other leading factors such as Lieutenant Weiss, to keep underneath their thumb and rule in case needed to be used again. But it was underneath Captain, at the time Captain, but now General Tynes, to keep them in storage in case needed be later on, out of fear of potential danger of one of them perhaps being captured and somehow retroactively being constructed in the opposite direction, i.e. making some for the enemy. We don't want weapons out there in case someone else is able to understand how to use them and recreate them. There are a large portion of our scientists that defected into Mist. However, no reports in the official documents state this. More than likely, someone high enough in field kept this hush-hush for quite some time. Your personal former fiance, and my former ally out on the field was promoted far faster than most other individuals around, to the extent he became a I'm going to say the level below general, and I don't remember what that's called, so I'm just going to say colonel.
I was gonna say lieutenant. No, lieutenant isn't it?
He got
I
promoted
believe it is
up.
colonel.
No, I don't.
I believe it is Colonel.
Is it
Oh,
colonel?
got a new one.
Hey, nice job.
Got promoted to colonel at the very end of the scrimmages, so he may have more information than I do on the public matters at hand. I could only get things that I could publicly get, or I could find. Going to war with your former fiance tricking you, because honestly, he tricking you, into conscripting yourself into experimentation that will implant a demonic entity, now knowing that it was Glacia, into your body to enhance power and strength. However, that it didn't exactly go well. Losing your own self-control and awareness, you just went rampant. believing that you could not hold on, you eventually succumbed to your own injuries after some time. A strange man in blue was able to free you of that curse for quite some time until you were fully ready to take the next step. And then you woke up various time later after being treated by people he took you to. And then your journey began consciously. How you felt, and you know that rest of the story because you were playing it.
Yep.
That is a lot to take in.
Yeah. I know. There's slightly also good, kind of bad news. Don't bring it to the public yet because I don't think many people know about it, but I trust you all now. She kind of escaped the glacier.
That is concerning.
Yeah, and I believe she's trying to kill the king to become a god, or like a lesser god, I believe. And I believe Rowan is or still is working for her.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it when you were, air quotes, dating or courting with him. Seems like a rude guy. Wouldn't approve of it. Just saying.
Yeah, I really wish you'd said that back then. I mean, honestly, I would have believed you.
Happens. Sorry about that.
No,
Still, though.
It was hard times then.
Yeah. I'd say ruder words, but I do have kids around.
No. He's apparently in the Isle as well. And I think I'm also going to have to fight him. Which, honestly, I'm ready for. I know he should have, a trial and maybe some time over what he has done. But a part of me just really wants to see him dead.
That's fair. And I will state, if he is working for the enemy, you are conscripted underneath the king. You technically can be, just saying, wouldn't abuse this power, judge, jury, and executioner. At least once.
You do have a point. I'll think about it at the time. Right now, I probably should have told you this. I'd probably just get ready for Opal. I don't know how much time we have, anyways.
That's fair. As I mentioned beforehand, you're welcome to our garden. And whatever you intend to do so truly enjoying yourselves. Like, I got this scar on my face trying to impress my wife before she was my wife, fighting a bear. Just be yourself. Enjoy the time you have with each other.
You tried... I'm not going to question why you did that.
It was attacking people in a camping site we were at. One thing led to another. I was being I suppose egotistic isn't the proper word.
Arrogant?
Arrogant. In my own strength, thinking I could lead them away. I could lead them away, but got scratched up. Probably should have just kept running instead of trying to divert it with my hits. Not the smartest move, but I survived, the bear survived, and my wife has a story that she can hold over me.
Well, once again, thank you. Sorry about the entire war thing and dumping all of that on you.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't know about that earlier. Could have perhaps helped you out.
No, it's fine. Like you said, most of the files were kept hidden. And right now, I know you have your job. Just keep you and Olivia and the others safe. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I'm not having another dead friend on my board.
Yeah. I have a wife now. I am not gonna chance her dying or the kids we take care of dying.
Either you find a safe place to keep under. I don't recommend leaving Isle. I don't know what's out there or what could be waiting, so I'm pretty sure you have something planned. Hopefully.
I do. You know me.
Alright, well, I should probably get ready for Opal now. I wish you well.
You too.
I really do.
And good luck on your date.
Thank you.
I
The
put
door.
a meme. Oh, sorry. It was the bear fight in the
I
chat.
just saw that. I was holding. I was doing my best to just hold in the massive amount of laughter after seeing that meme.
Nah.
This is so good.
Other than the bear kicking the man, that's basically what I thought was gonna happen.
Yep.
Olivia opens the door. Kids are asleep now. Everything's fine and dandy. Miss Ada, you have full access to our facilities. You can go and use the kitchen if you'd like. Use one of the rooms to the right of the facility. Use the technical alchemy lab we have to the far end of the place, but it is still a nice garden area that your friend is waiting.
Alright, well, thank you again, all of you. I appreciate it.
Of course. Happy to help.
Then Ada would probably leave the area and at least set things up for the date, like heat up the food. I imagine she'll probably find flowers or like a bouquet to give Opal that like corresponds with her colors. Like she just wants to make it a nice date for the two of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You do the things that you have mentioned right now. You get the flowers, you correspond with everything. You did it likely beforehand. You told Opal to meet you here. Once she got here, Olivia directed her towards the garden itself. You do meet her there, and having the food prepared beforehand, still fresh. The flowers, you have the night events. Ada, how do you think the date could or would go? You don't have to give me like
Oh,
directions. You just name a few things that you might do, might not do. Might not do doesn't make any sense. Like for
Oh,
sure,
this-
you're having like a nice picnic out in a nice garden. The sky is clear with permeating starlight. The fresh cut grass, nice flower aroma hitting the air.
How would I imagine? Out of game, I'm saying I've never been in a relationship, so I have little to no advice or experience except
That's
like
fine.
any romantic movies. I'm just saying this now. I imagine how first dates go. It's like a little bit awkward because this is the first time like probably both of them are actually doing this. They're like making it, it's silent every now and then, but they're just making awkward comments like, "Oh yeah, the food's really good. You look lovely, etc., etc."
Yeah.
Until like they begin to get more comfortable with the scenery and with them around, and just do casual talking, and just it's an overall nice experience.
Yeah,
It's
I want this to be as awkward as possible, and you have to share every single detail and just be awkward.
Ada, you have a more or less polite conversation, just trying to break the ice. Eventually, you guys do get comfortable into a state of just polite conversation, into more like relaxed state of mind. Ada, do you like continue this type of conventional date, which is fine? It's nice, it's clear, it's concise, but it is not exactly both of you. Or do you allow Opal to take reins?
I feel like in a situation, Ada would allow Opal to take some reins. The
Okay.
reins, like if you're, she's like, if you're uncomfortable with this, we can do something else. I just thought it would be nice to start it off this way.
It was. It is. I'm not saying it's bad. Uh, it's just a little stilted, you know? You know, first time going out, things have been a little crazy, but, you know, we've both kind of been dealing with crazy, and maybe we need a little bit of chaotic energy in the night to just deal with the situation.
I would love to do that.
Good. She like stands up, gestures her hand out, towards yours.
Ada will grab it.
You don't have to roll because you fully allowed Opal to take the reins. So here's how the rest of the night goes. Albeit, Ada, you can fully chime in that you're a part of this. But here's what happens on Opal's end. You stroll into the city after quite some time, after enjoying a nice stroll. After a while, you do find a nice little back alleyway. You guys climb up to a roof that has a nice little bistro down on the first floor, a nice china shop on the second floor, and a nice open air garden on the third floor with a tea flower shop in the area. Immediately, you guys are on that floor. It's currently closed because it is very late at night, and who drinks tea that late at night? And immediately, Opal begins to clear up a good amount into the area, and like brings out a few of her explosives because she does carry explosives. Immediately, you guys have a great night. Grabbing onto some of the explosives, she then tells you to hit two of them together, and they shoot into the sky, causing a massive explosion. People do freak out, but fireworks are had.
I love that.
Immediately, guards head toward your guys' directions. Opal uses a rope and hook system to grab on. You grab onto her waist because she is not strong enough to carry you. And you both rope down to the first floor, bailing out of that area. You quickly rush over towards a lake. She uses some of her chemical alchemy to shoot some... they are basically cold ice bombs to flatten the surface into ice particles. And you guys just run on top of the lake and like slide into it. Basically, you're ice skating. You guys are just having a blast, enjoying yourselves. You imagine that whatever you intend to do on this date, Ada, it does happen. It is enjoyable. It is nice. If I don't mention it here, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It just means, Ada, you can choose things that happen. You just don't have to name them out right now.
I totally imagine though, like Ada at one point would just take Opal onto a roof and like just take her flying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Immediately you do so. It is enjoyable. Some more chaotic energy does happen, and this chaos is good. It is not life-threatening. It's just enjoying yourselves. After a while, you guys do calm down. The date doesn't end that way, but you do calm down enough that it is no longer energy to burn off this frustration. It's just enjoying yourselves, and you do. You imagine that the date continues on for a bit longer, but eventually you both, however you think the date goes, Ada, that's how it ends. But you also, just like with Nikolai, need to meet up with Dust before the night fully ends. But overall, it has been a good experience. Nikolai, you meet with the priest. The priest does look towards you, and she does state, that is possible, depending on what I can do. I can maybe perhaps make a spell like this, but it will require some time. But you can get back to me in, I say,
Wait.
2 weeks.
All of that made sense. I said that correctly. Like, if you merge someone and then the science of, like, merger of, like, using a fulcrum or some kind of, like, focusing piece, and then the two people are able to conjoin into one, and then they are one entity for a certain amount of time, and then they share well, at least the caster has the abilities of the one that they were combined with.
It is possible, and I don't know where you got this information from, but they seem highly, or you yourself, I suppose, seem highly intelligent in the matter of magic casting.
I mean, I don't know about intelligent. I think I fell asleep in the class. I just thought I had a theory, and I was more concerned about it'd be more fun than anything. And I feel like everything else feels like. I mean, I'm pretty good at making things like explode or making things turn really cold, but if I had the power of the people that I'm close to, then they don't have to get hurt, and then they're the ones that we're combining the skills together.
Again, theoretically possible. It will require some time, but I'll let you know when I possess it. Or if you meet me again, I'll let you know then.
Well, do you need any, like, money or just, like, something to help the process go along, or just, I don't know.
The gemstone itself, I could potentially use the spell structure of it. I can build that, but the gem would be more difficult to do. Not exactly an enchanter.
I believe I can grab a gem. I don't know if I have one on me. I believe Dust does have one, though.
Of course. She more or less agrees to make the spell, and, things happen without too much of an issue. And you will meet back with her later. You guys enter into the room without too much problems. And in case you didn't read the message in Roll20, Dust unfortunately has to head out for a bit for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I think that's the rest of the evening.
Yeah. So we will likely end here, which is, a good resting point, because you guys are just going to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow and maybe a plan.
We could figure out what's going to happen. Like, I guess me and AA can do the, I don't know.
If you guys want, or you guys can wait until next week, and, Dust will be here as well. Hopefully.
Either way, I'm fine with it.
I think Nikolai is on, like, the bench of, like, so, okay, I gave her, I'll probably ask, I could just ask Just to, like, for a gem that she could use.
Dust for sure can create something like this. He has enough levels, technically, to be able to do something like this. It will still require time, i.e. your next level up. Potentially, I still need to read the spell. That's why I'm saying it's possible.
Sorry. So it's a complicated spell. It's basically like you gain so the caster is the one that has the focal, and so, like, ideally I wouldn't want to cast this on a player character. I would cast it on NPC, because then Nikolai, once you cast this on the target becomes conjoined, and you're fused. The caster is fused with the target, and the caster has the main initiative. So you have one initiative as two characters, and then your maximum HP becomes the combined value of both the target and the caster.
Yeah.
And then you can focus on two spells, but they can't be from the same person originally. So, like, the caster's original spell list or the target's original spell list can have two spells going at the same time, but not one person originally can be casting their own spell list item. And then every feature and ability from the target can be used by the caster. And if the feature or the wisdom's or attack roll or ability check is higher from the target, you can use the target's ability check instead of your own. And it lasts for an hour.
Yeah. I will still need to read it, but I understand what you mean.
Oh yeah. But basically, it's pretty cool. I thought it'd be fun, and it'd be like an interesting way to like, because it's all of the spells that you get at a level 8 spell list for a sorcerer, or the like when you get to the eighth level spells for a sorcerer, they're pretty bad. Like they're very sad for the potential they have. I think I don't see them being very potent. I mean, maybe power word. I don't know. Power word stun, is that one of them?
I think
But
so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But some of I didn't like a lot of the choices I had there. So
I get it. But yeah, you guys converge back together. You guys, I'm gonna say we'll probably wait until next week. Potentially, hopefully, Dust is here. If not, understandable. But you guys have the nights you have. Nikolai, you go out researching, studying, sleeping while studying.
Nikolai would probably mess around with some more wild magic.
Yeah, you trigger a few more of your wild magic. It has been a bit more potent now. I mean, you just fought a god. It makes sense why it got a little bit more crazy, leveling up. Dust has nice family bonding moments with Sparkle and then Fauna eventually, communing and talking with one another. It's a very nice family moment. Sparkle talks with her mother, and that does take up a lot of her time because, a lot of emotions are felt. The missing daughter has been just found. It is very emotional.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Grok, Vol, and Whisper have a nice night out. They've been mainly just at a bar drinking. Whisper and Grok have been drinking. Vol can't technically drink. She is of age to drink. She just doesn't drink.
She doesn't prefer drinking, or
She doesn't prefer drinking.
okay.
She just doesn't like it.
This is me. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. When you have a chaotic night.
I feel like after they get back, Ada just has that. You know how in D&D, after a game, you get like that buzz of energy, of the excitement of what happened.
Yeah.
That's how Ada feels at the moment.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, this has been enjoyable. This has been good. And Opal does state that she had a good time, that it was great. But she also does state that she enjoyed her time and would like to do it again. But who knows when that'll be? And she also wants you to be happy. So whatever rhyme or reason, who knows what the future holds. You can tell that this is more or less saying, hey, think about the people around you. Think about the persons that you care about. And reading into this, Ada, you can tell that she is not talking about Nikolai, Whisper, Grok, Fauna, Vol, Dust, or the new edition Sparkle. She is talking about an old friend. She is talking about your old friend, Amara. She's telling you, from what you can tell, to think about that relationship and truly think about how she feels. You've heard her say something in the past and she wants you to be happy. But she also wants a second date, and she is going to take it if she can. You can easily tell that that is what she's saying. And after she does say this, she does state, yeah, think about your happiness and stuff like that. But if that happiness does involve a second date, I am more than up for it.
Okay. On a game, I do imagine Ada does not know what's going to happen to her in the future, or doesn't know what truly makes her happy. Like that's the one battle she's trying to figure out in her life on where she's going to go and what actually gives her joy. Like that date with Opal, that did give her joy, but she also likes spending good time with Amara, and it's just a complexity of that alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Opal is a very free spirit, and she can easily tell this. She does state, after, you taking this in and saying, yeah. That being said, though, there is honestly no rush for anything. You don't have to make life decisions in the immediate, because that will be life decisions. You can just have fun. Nothing wrong with that.
Ada would nod. Okay. I'll try.
Good. Because the night was great. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, because I did.
I did as well.
Hopefully we don't get kicked out of this city. I've been kicked out of a few other ones beforehand.
Well, we haven't yet, so don't jinx it.
You guys, on that note, enter inside. Nikolai has been here waiting for the entire event, casting magic and doing all these things, talking with Julian beforehand, but casting magic to trigger wild magic.
Yes. Wait, Jillian, she wasn't here.
Your sending stone.
Oh yeah. I thought she's in a different town. Okay.
Yeah,
Julian's there in spirit and in magic.
in spirit. In
What were you up to, Opal?
Looks towards you, and then like squints, and then stops squinting.
What were you up to?
Ada would look at Opal, and she would just say, she would get that look like, should we tell them?
If you want.
Ada would look and look like we had a date.
Nikolai just squints like Opal did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
was quick.
cool.
It's sweating nervously. Like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I enjoyed myself.
Congrats, I guess.
I did too.
I mean, it's just one date.
You want to hear what I did?
You know, it's your.
Sure.
Yeah,
I talked to I went to a class and then I fell asleep. But anyways, I learned about magic, and I learned what?
do you go to? Wait, so you went to school?
Well, it was really
What?
the lecture was really boring. I was like, oh my goodness, he was a cool guy. His name was like Pear or something. I don't know.
Nikolai,
But
do you school? Do you ever go to school? Did you go to school?
no.
Aren't you a
I
sorcerer?
mean, I got taught like sword fighting stuff like when I was younger, but it didn't really stick that well. But like and yeah, I wasn't really good at like sitting in class or like listening to people. But anyways, I talked to the high priest, and she said that if I can get her a gem, and potentially, she can make a spell so that we can merge two people together for like a spell.
And why would you do that?
because it's powerful. Well, it's, okay. So just imagine. Okay, close your eyes. Maybe I don't know. Okay, so imagine if you like two people, like I don't know, say like me and Grok, like we were like merged into like one fusion of our all of our abilities in one thing, and then I could fight with Grok, like Grok's strength or his dexterity with a sword, but I'd also have my magic still. Or if I merge with Whisper, then I would have the dexterity and stealth of Whisper and all of her abilities, but still have a magic, and we'd have more like fighting abilities and like have more like be able to take more hits. You know how that? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Grok does chime in. I'm strength based.
Yes.
Interesting concept.
I mean, do you know if the spell's going to work?
Not at all. It's only theoretical. That's what Mr. Pear said. Yeah.
Opal does Opal does state it potentially could work. You just need to know how to interact with the energies between two of the individuals' peoples. Otherwise, they just hit each other.
Well, I mean, I don't know how long it would last. It might not last as long because it is like a technical spell. So it'd be like if somebody like didn't want to be part of the spell anymore, they could just leave the spell, and they would just separate like in the middle of and then it wouldn't last as long. Theoretically.
Yeah, but at the exact same time, two energies that aren't normally flowing with each other will just usually hit one another.
So you have to be on the same wavelength?
In a way, at the very least. I could perhaps help Dust with this, but that's another topic. Also, I just wanted to squint in case you did it. Not surprised that you squinted.
What do you Nikolai's like, now he's like furrowing his brow a little bit. He's like, what?
Yeah, you forget Opal mess with you guys sometimes.
Well,
Yeah,
and
she's crazy.
Nikolai looks at his watch. He was like, what time is it? Is it your bedtime or something, Opal?
I don't sleep on a regular schedule.
I mean, you do sleep. You just choose not to because you have a magical hat.
The hat does nothing for my sleeping, and it's not magical. Technically.
Well, it's magic-ish. It has a property that makes it special.
Kind of.
I'm learning as Nikolai like taps his forehead.
I really, no offense, I really doubt that. You're doing your best.
Keep it up, Nikolai. I'm sure with enough studying, you can become a wizard with level 1 spells.
Do you want to be a wizard, or were you just...
What? Oh, no, wizard? No. Wizards are like like nerdy people. What are you talking about?
Okay.
My siblings are... You know what? I'm not going to have this argument.
You have siblings that are wizards?
Yes.
I don't say. I just don't. My preference is I don't want to be a nerd, but I'm cool with them being a nerd. I just like it's not for me.
What just shakes her head?
I'm not gonna get into this argument. I had a really good night.
I'm glad. Yeah.
Okay, it's late. It's just late.
Hey, do you know where that baby do we leave the baby mimic with
we left it.
I don't know. Who am I asking? I'm just asking in the general sense. Yeah.
Whisper does.
We left it Julian.
Yeah, we left it for Jillian.
Yeah.
I think it's like the size of a football now.
Nikolai's eyes like widen. I'm like, oh no.
You did tell her what it
Oh,
was.
I did, but I'm like, I'm worried.
Okay, what can mime possibly do with Julian around?
I don't know. I just okay. What if it eats like a, I don't know, like a magical item or something? Then it becomes like a giant, and then it eats the town. I don't know.
Well,
Can't eat too much of it. Probably nothing.
at the very least, it won't be that big currently, probably. Here's hoping.
Okay.
Besides, Julian would have said something about it, right?
For sure.
Okay.
Opal does state. Yeah, okay. Anyways, Dust, you were saying, as we end the session for tonight. And we will pick up with the convo on what you guys decide to do tomorrow in game.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
In game tomorrow. Because tomorrow in game, a king might be assassinated. And let's see what that plan
Yay!
is next time as we end the session for tonight.
Woo.